Yo, wake up. Get out of the haze. I'm going to share with you how I went from 0 to 10K plus and more every single month in sales by leveraging the idea of self-mastery. Self-mastery means pushing yourself to your absolute limits when it comes to developing a primary skill set so that you can master your craft, be one of the best at it, and use that leverage to make even more money that fuels the future and the results that you want to have. This is going to be a really powerful video, and if you are in sales or if you're considering getting into high-ticket sales, high-ticket closing, appointment setting, anything in the high-ticket space, and you want this life of freedom, I want you to understand that it's not easy. Everyone online pitches this, easy, get rich quick kind of bullshit where you can just get into high-ticket sales and make tons of money like it's nothing. No, it requires you to be good, and it's not fucking easy. Trust me, I learned, I failed, and then I got success. And I'm going to share with you what that exact roadmap looks like so you can create this exact same success in your life, make some big money, eventually date some amazing women, have this awesome life of freedom, and really create the life that you want, because that's ultimately what I want for you. And again, I've got nothing to sell you. All I want for you to do is take action and grow. Let's go ahead and dive into the training. You're going to really like this one. Stay engaged, stay focused. All right, let's get started. Boom, 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 boom. What's up, boys? Wake up. Get out of the haze. We're going to talk about how you can make over 10K a month, how you can be a six-figure plus earner with high-ticket sales, and how I do it. And I'm going to give you the keys to the castle of how you can do it while living overseas. Because this is what's interesting. This is what I do. I live overseas. I'm working from my laptop all the time. I'm traveling all over the place, living where I want, doing what I want, making consistent money as a high-ticket closer. And I'm going to explain to you how I got to that point. And if you are looking into getting into closing, if you are a fan of making money online and having personal freedom, then this training is going to be for you. And I'm going to cut to the chase. We're going to get real serious here. The first thing you have to understand is that there's a big gap that's been created to start the decade, a really big gap in the world. And this gap is simple because what happened is since COVID, the digital economy expanded. I know this because I was running a coaching and consulting business. And it's not to say that COVID was a good thing at all, but the two businesses that I was running, one, I was running a dating coaching company where I would help men attract better relationships and be more attractive. That's one. And then number two, I was doing sales coaching. So I was coaching other business owners and how they could get more sales, how they could work on the sales processes, and how they could build a better consulting or coaching business. And what happened is during COVID, my digital business expanded a lot. Before, I was doing a lot of in-person training and I was limited to only working with people in person. I would do in-person workshops all over the world, and that was good. And I panicked because COVID happened. Oh my God, the world's shutting down. And although it was really unfortunate for so many people, I'm not happy that it happened. From a business perspective, I myself, and I know a lot of friends of mine whose businesses did really well. During COVID, I made a very good amount of money that year. We got up to $150,000 in revenue, most of it being profit during COVID. And it's just in the COVID window. And the reason why I was able to do that is because everything went online, so I could scale things faster. I didn't have to be in specific places. And this online service provider industry, which is coaches, consultants, agencies, marketing coaches, it could be YouTube coaches, it could be people who are running marketing agencies, sales agencies. This online service provider industry is booming. There are billions of dollars. The last number I've seen quoted was $1.2 billion being spent in the online service industry. This includes people from Grant Cardone selling courses to people like Iman Gaji selling courses and masterminds, Luke Belmar selling courses and masterminds, people who run agencies selling programs, selling mentorship, selling guidance, selling, marketing skills, things like that. It's booming. It's crazy. And more money is being exchanged as more value is being created because people are creating more value. It's only getting more and more. Trust me. The truth is that most people are going to miss out on all of this opportunity though, because they don't know how to play the game. There's a way you play the game and a way that you can win. And most people don't know how to play the game correctly. Lucky for you, I know how to play the game, and I'm going to teach you exactly how to play the game right now. If you're trying to grow as a sales closer, or you're trying to grow as an appointment setter, or you're trying to grow digitally and make money online, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can do it. I'm going to give you the secrets right here. To be clear, I have nothing to sell you. I want to make that really clear. What I really want is for you to take fucking action. And if you do want to give me one thing and do this for yourself, ultimately, subscribe. If you want free education 2 times a week, which is what I always do, I upload Mondays and Thursdays. If you want free education, subscribe and you'll get that. But I have nothing to sell you. I'm not offering you anything here. I'm not going to tell you to buy anything. So here's how I made money with high ticket sales. Here's how I made money and freedom. I'm going to give you the exact roadmap. Number one is I decided to stop sitting on the sidelines. I used to be a nightclub promoter. in New York, and I would bring hot chicks. I mean, really, really freaking hot chicks. I would bring them to the club, and I'd party with them, and I'd make money by bringing hot girls to the club. That was okay. It was fine. I made okay money. Not actually, I made shit money, but it was okay for what I needed at the time. I could pay for my apartment. I could pay for food. And then what I decided to do is stop sitting on the sidelines, because I realized I was watching other people in my industries make money, people making money online, people making money in person, and I realized that I was falling behind. So I decided to stop sitting on the sidelines and actually get really, really damn good at something, which was dating, teaching dating to other men. I got really, really good at that, and I started selling my own offer. I started off selling it for almost nothing. I would teach guys on a weekend how to approach women and how to work on their confidence. I would take them out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'd go to the club, we'd go out in the street, we would approach women, and I would coach them in how to do that, how to communicate better. And I would charge like $750 for that. But it paid my rent, and guys would sign up for it. And then I started increasing my prices. I started traveling to other countries and doing this. I started running longer workshops. Instead of just a weekend, I would run 2 weeks. And I started running groups of guys and coaching guys together. I released an online course, and I started making hundreds of thousands of dollars. And during this time, I built a new primary skill set. You know, if you watch my videos, I talk all the time about primary skill set. The primary skill set that I got good at was sales. I got fucking good at sales. And what sales simply is my ability to take someone from interest, but where they have some reservations, into them saying yes and spending $5K, $10K, $20K, $50K on a service. So my program that I was offering was $7,000 at its peak. Sometimes I had people who paid even more because they worked with me in a longer capacity. My program was $7,000, and I got really, really good at selling it, and that became my primary skill set. Eventually, I started working with seven-figure businesses, closing their deals for them. That's what you call being a closer. So instead of me just working my own business, which I still have, but I run it in the background, I decided to work as a closer and work doing high ticket sales for other businesses on very high priced items, very high priced services and packages. This included a marketing offer where the business would help people market their services and gain more clients. I worked on that offer. I worked on an offer teaching people how to be appointment setters and teaching people how to add appointment setters into their business. I worked on that offer. And then I worked on dating offer also. So I work with one of the biggest dating coaching companies in the world, helping them bring new students in. So I started working with seven-figure businesses, closing their deals, which made me even more money because every deal that came through the door, I'm getting a percentage of it. All the deals that come through, because I'm the head closer, the head sales guy for this company, all of the deals that come through, I make a percentage of all those sales plus bonuses. So I was able to make a lot of money because I was able to get good at my primary skill set. You can also work anywhere in the world. This is the other part of it. Because I'm on my laptop, all I need is a Wi-Fi connection and a relatively private space. If the space is somewhat private and quiet, I can do my calls. The Wi-Fi has to be good because they're on video, right? So I can't be in the beach doing calls, to be honest. Even though sometimes there's certain clients or certain people I know I can talk to just on a quick phone call and make a deal. Sometimes I can make a deal even just through messaging back and forth. But generally, you can work anywhere in the world as a closer. And that's where I got the freedom from. The key is, as a closer, your goal is to buy back time. That's what you're doing for a business owner when you're a closer. A lot of people think that a closer is great for all these other reasons, kind of like, you know, it's fancy and cool to communicate anywhere you want to be on your laptop lifestyle. But the real reason you're making money as a closer is because you're buying back someone's time. You're solving a problem for them where they don't have enough time to make the same amount of money and bring the same amount of people into their program. But what you do as a closer is you help them bring even more people into their program and save them time and save them, to an extent, money, because time is money. So they can use the time that they have because of you. They can use that time to engage in other activities that are going to make them even more money, like work on their marketing. As an example, the founder and the co-founder of the company I work with, I'm pretty close to them. What they do in their time, because they don't have to do sales because I handle the sales, what they do in their other time is they make content and they handle the marketing strategy and they actually deliver on the offer. They do some calls with the team, with the clients, and they deliver for the clients and they market the service, and they're the face of the brand, which allows me to make them more money because there's more leads coming in. So it works in this amazing triangle, this beautiful, or circle as you could call it, this amazing cycle where I'm saving them time and they're making more money. And I learned how to close efficiently and get really good at closing by taking one specific path. And that path is the path of self-mastery. What you have to understand, and I say this in all my videos about closing, is that high ticket closing is a skill game. It is a skill game. It's nothing else but skill. The top guys, the guys who are the best at closing, the guys who make the best money, they know the skill and they win because they know how to leverage the skill to their advantage. So they always win, right? These guys who are the top are 40%, 50% closers. I close at 40%. The guys who are the best in this game, they know the skill and they win. because they understand the skill. And here's the most important skills that are going to get you to the next level, which means you're making 10K plus a month. Number one, stop trying to be liked. This was my most difficult part of closing. This was the hardest thing for me to learn. And it was only until I actually got a mentor who showed me how to do this properly that I was able to take my skill to the next level. You have to stop trying to be liked by people. If you're always looking to be liked and be someone's friend, you're not going to have the authority or the conviction necessary to charge the big bucks and to say, hey, this is $10,000. Hey, this is $15,000, and then get yourself paid. So stop trying to be liked. Handle objections like a pro. You have to learn how to handle objections. If you're not able to handle objections, this means at the end of the call, someone's like, here's what an objection is. Someone's like, I love this. This is an amazing fit. This sounds so good. I want to be a part of this. You say, okay, it's $10,000. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to get back to you and let you know. It sounds really good, but I have to think about it and get back to you. That's the objections. Handle objections like a pro. If you learn how to handle objections and you learn how to beat the objections, you're going to get paid. If you learn how to get someone out of their own way, get past their fear, get past their hesitation, get past their bullshit, you're going to get paid. You also have to communicate ideas at a high level. That's another important part of being a good closer. And this is one of the things that took me from making like 2K, 3K a month in my business and closing to eventually being able to do 15K and 20K a month. It was because I understood how to communicate ideas at a very high level. So a nuanced idea like confidence, let's say I was telling a prospect about confidence. It wasn't just confidence. It was me communicating that idea of confidence as it related to them, which means the idea had more of an emotional impact, which caused them to buy. And then I delivered, or the business I'm working for delivers the service, and they're happy and they make a big change in their lives, right? That's ultimately the idea. Can you communicate ideas at a high level? And if you want to get good, here's what I think every person who wants to be a closer or who already is a closer but wants to get better needs to do. In high ticket sales, you have to practice self-mastery. And self-mastery is a very, very simple concept. There's a simple pathway you can follow. Number one is, what is your mental diet? What is the diet of what you consume mentally? A lot of people think that closing and being good at closing, or being good at skills in general, is just about the skill. No, but there's items on the periphery, the outside of the skill, that affect you being good at the skill. So self-mastery is the key. It's not just learning the skill only and doing nothing else, but you also must practice self-mastery. So your mental diet is huge. What do you consume mentally? What goes into your mind? The same way you have a diet when it comes to fitness and health, you have a diet of your mind. Do you consistently consume porn? Do you consistently watch TV shows all the time? Do you watch content on Instagram that stimulates your brain and fucks up your relationship to dopamine and serotonin acquisition? How do you do that, right? Are you scrolling, just mindlessly droning on? That's the mental diet. Your mental diet is going to affect your mental models. So if your mental diet is healthy, and if your mental diet works for you, and it's actually a diet that helps your brain be freaking healthy, where you're making positive change in your life and you're getting what you want, and it's contributing to you getting what you want in a positive way, your mental model will follow that mental diet. So they actually act in relationship to each other. Then we have primary skill mastery. Primary skill mastery is essentially you understanding the mechanisms and the models of how the skill actually works and being able to execute that at a high level in the real world. The first skill that I got to primary skill mastery with was dating and meeting women. Then I added on coaching dating to other men. So I got to a very high level where I could date almost any girl I spoke to. Not all girls, because there were some girls that didn't want me. Some girls had a relationship. But generally, if there was a girl that was single and I approached her and she found me attractive, which became higher and higher the more attractive I became, I could attract that woman and go out with her and eventually sleep with her. Then the other one was coaching that. So I learned how to get to a very high level of teaching other men how to be good with women. Someone just paid several grand for me to come to Boston for 4 days and teach him how to do dating at a high level. And I got him really, really good. He's been a client of mine before, and he's getting really, really good. Now he teaches other men how to do this, how to attract women. And he asked me to come to Boston and train him again to get better at the skill, right? So primary skill mastery is the next thing. And then the third skill that I got good at was sales, understanding the mechanisms of sales, understanding how to close a deal. That's the next mechanism, right? Primary skill mastery is huge. Do you have this locked in? How are you mastering your skills? Then we have eliminating vices. Going back to the mental diet, what are the vices in your life that you consume? Is it alcohol? Is it unnecessary spending and wasting your money on things that don't actually make you live a more quality, fulfilled lifestyle? Is it consuming content or information that tears you down? Is it being around friends and people that are going to put you down and not lift you up? The fourth part of primary mastery is extreme consistency. How often do you show up? The guys who get the most success are the guys who show up the most. I said this in an earlier video. I would rather be the guy who's less talented and has less natural talent, but shows up every fucking day and does the work, versus the guy who's talented and shows up half the time. The guy who shows up every day and does the work can learn the skill. Almost every single time you can learn the skill. It's very rare that there's a skill you can't learn. Trust me. It's very rare, unless it purely requires physical ability like some sports. And even then you can learn. You could be a guy who's 6'1", which in height is like 100 in centimeters is 185 centimeters if you're in Europe or you don't use feet and inches, which I do because I'm in Europe, so I use centimeters. So if you're a guy who's like 185 centimeters and you want to get really good at basketball, and then there's a guy who's 205 centimeters and has natural talent, the guy who puts in work every day consistently for years will have a better shot at playing at a high level than the guy who's just tall and does half the work. That's just the truth. So do you show up every day consistently for yourself? Relentless positivity is number 5. How positive are you? I hate when this happens. I have clients like this. I'll work with them. They'll start getting some kind of result. And the moment they see a challenge, they say, oh, everything is bad. This sucks. The moment they get a setback, they'll say, oh, this sucks. This is terrible. This happened to me with sales. I used to get so discouraged when I wouldn't close a deal. And then I realized I had to be positive. I had to change my mental model and my belief. I had to believe that everything would actually work out for me. And once I believed everything would work out for me, then I was able to get the results I wanted. And I was able to get the results I wanted simply because I focused only on the good and doing more of the good instead of the negative. I was aware when I was doing things that didn't help me. I was clear about that. I was aware about that. I wasn't confused. I knew what I could need to do better. Even now, if I don't close a deal, I watch the calls over and over again, and I look at what I could improve on. That doesn't mean that I'm focused on the negative. I have relentless positivity, and I'm continuously looking at ways that I can get better, but also accepting and supporting myself in positivity when I do well. When I close a deal, it's a big deal. When I close a big deal, a bigger deal, I celebrate. I buy myself small things, something nice, because I'm like, I'm winning, and I'm happy that I'm winning, and I want to focus on that relentless positivity. If you're starting now, here's what you can do. I'm going to give you a couple of next steps. Read these 2 books, Influence by Robert B. Cialdini. Read this book. It's Influence and Persuasion. It's how you can affect how other people think around you. It's how you can affect the way other people perceive you and the decisions they make about the world as it relates to you. Read that book. Read $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. This is the best business book I've ever read in my entire life. Simple as that. It's the best business book I've ever read. $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. Build your social media to get better positioning. You're not going to get gigs. You're not going to get jobs. You're not going to get hired. You're not going to get good contracts if your social media isn't above average. You have to look like someone that's worth responding to, like someone that's worth engaging in. Build your social media to a high level. Mine is OxyTim, and you can see how I've built it. It's very quality. It looks like I'm about my shit on my Instagram. That's my IG if you want to check it out and reach out to me there. You can get your first setting and closing gig by using the 20 by 5 strategy. This means 20 messages a day, 5 days a week. Ideally, you want to do 20 by 7 or 30 by 7, but 20 by 5, you'll get your first gig. If you send out 20 messages every single day, treat it like a full-time job, 5 days a week, you're going to get good gigs. Some of them may suck at first, but you're going to eventually get something that's really good that you can land in that makes you good money. That's how I got the gig I'm working in now, where I'm the head closer and everyone else is part-time, and I'm the only full-time closer for one of the biggest dating coaching companies in the world, whose name I cannot say. But that's how I got this position that I'm in. We're making thousands of dollars handling their sales because of the 20 by 5 strategy. Now, I got lucky. I didn't have to message 20 people, but it was because my name was known in the industry to a very small extent. Some people knew me. And I had the advantage of working with other companies and other businesses before. If you don't have that advantage, use 20 by 5 and get your Instagram really good. Invest in your education. I made a video, by the way, about Instagram. You can see it. If you just search my name, Tim Ray, Instagram, you'll find it. I talk about how you can build a good Instagram that's actually going to get you making money as a closer. How you can build an Instagram that's going to get people saying yes to you and wanting to work with you as a closer. That's how you do it. 20 by 5, and invest in your education. Hire a mentor. You're never going to find me without a mentor on my payroll. You're never going to find me without a coach on my payroll. I'm about to start working with my old mentor from 3 years ago, the guy who helped me hit my first 6 figures during COVID. I'm going to be working with him. Again, I told him I'm signed up to work with him. We're going to be starting in a couple weeks. I'm getting back to mentoring all the time. If once some mentorship finishes, I take action, hunker down for a few weeks, a few months, and then I look at the new area that I can improve and invest in that again in a different way. Whether it's sales, whether it's communication, whether it's mindset, whether it's self-development, business, whatever it is, You need to invest in your education and pick the lane where you want to get the best at and spend money on it. Don't spend money on going out and partying and chasing women, bro. Don't spend money on taking girls out to dinner. Invest in your education. That's how you're going to grow. That's how you're going to get good. Because that's what I want from you. That's ultimately what I want to see you do, bro. Like I told you, I have nothing to sell you. I want you to get good, and I want you to make a bunch of money and live a life of freedom where you can work anywhere in the world and live how you want. That's ultimately the key. That's what I want to see you do, okay? If that's something that sounds good for you, then start taking action. Start making a change. That's where I want you to get to. I want to see you make a change. Be blessed today. Wake up. Get out of the haze. It's time to take some action. It's time to grow. I will see you on the next one. Peace.